entity of the Daath being all black,
right,
even in its degenerative.
mm-hmm.
Do we have to actually go through an actual physical death to return to the soul or golden light or Amin Ra or Rana Lokus inside?
Okay. First part of the question. Excellent question. First part of the question. The Daath is the door to the Sephiroth. The Sephiroth is being the expression from the one thing. The Daath is the hidden doorway back into the secret. That's the doorway that prevents you from being reabsorbed directly back into the Ein Sof. There has to be a point of resistance. All matter has a point of resistance to that call. The Daath, or the death door, the Daath door, is that resistance. Okay? We forget who we are in order to bring the memory of our experience back through the door. You see, because there wouldn't be anything other than, if the door wasn't there, we wouldn't be. Okay? So death is not only a door, it's actually just a veil. You see, I mean, when you see door, you got this hard substance like that. No, it's so easy to kill, so hard to bring to life. You see, because it's easier to get back to the spirit than it is to come into the flesh and remember who you are. That part of you now where you say that the death is the white man trying to find a way back into that Daath, I'll tell you the truth. The Caucasoid has created so many Quipiloths. I don't know if you know what a Quipiloth is. Okay, the Quipiloth is essentially what happens after you pass through the door. The Quipiloth is the shell creatures. Everything is a shell. Everything is based in Quipiloth. There's no substance inside of it. He is the quintessential Quipiloth because he is all shell with no substance. He gains substance by being the quintessential parasite. He latches on to culture. He latches on to your voice, your people, your songs, everything he can to fill himself out with. So the Walking Dead, essentially, the Walking Daath, would be represented in him, but with us, we'd be the door, which he keeps coming back to constantly go in to the inner sanctums to try to find himself. But in the world beyond the Daath is all the world of the Quipiloth, which is substanceless shells, all surfaces, the world of surfaces. And death is to get back from the surfaces into the essential. Is it the essential or the superficial? You see, that word death has so many different meanings, and it doesn't mean anything. It's just variances in the shift of awareness. In other words, how do I shift the mirror to look at myself? If I shift it this way, I no longer live. If I shift it this way, I'm in life. It's the same thing. There is the process that we see, 9 months, labor, birth. That's like blink, 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 blink. You're alive right now. We're talking blink. It doesn't even exist. It's not real. What does exist is the fact that you and I are vibrating waves back and forth to one another. The doorway now is allowing us to do that, whereas all these waves would be just one amorphous wave of intelligence and light and mind. The door allows us now, or the door of Daath allows us to be able to interface one with the next. How does Sephiroth 1 communicate with Sephiroth 6? Or Sephiroth 6 with 8? And back to 2, Bina, and back to Hokama, back to... How do they interface with one another? Through the door of the Daath. You see. Now, the first part of it, does the white man try to... Yes, he is. He is here to learn. And guess what? So are we. We are learning about death, or the Daath, or ourselves, Darth Vader. We are learning who we are through that creature. You see? We are understanding who we are based on all the things that we did in the spirit world. He's doing in the physical world. We fucked up the spirit world. We fucked up everything. We watch what happens in our children. He is showing us exactly what we did with ourselves through us growing a big head. You don't die. You don't come down to this level unless you got a big head thinking you knew it, you got it, fuck everything else, and then it came down on you. In a sense, that's the key back. After regaining all knowledge, you become very jaded. A lot of knowledge makes you very unhappy.